one trick that I learned to always stay in momentum and to always be in that flow state, that is where you're continuously you're doing all the tasks, you're achieving your goals, you have this momentum going, right? And so all of a sudden there's a dip, there's a drop, one missed gym session, one missed task, and the rhythm is off, and then you take like 5 to 10 days just to get back to it. How do you not miss the rhythm is what I'm going to talk about today. So the concept which going to talk about in this video is the baseline, how to keep your energy constant throughout. So what happens is, whenever we do a hard task or any very tiring task, usually due to our habits, we come and consume a very high dopamine content, or we do something which induces a lot of dopamine in our brain. What this does is, this dulls the dopamine receptors. So even though you have done a hard task priorly, now your dopamine receptors are fried. So when you're going to do a new task now, it doesn't let you do it because the task's resistance is much greater than the level of your dopamine receptors now. So the dopamine you get from doing the task is much lower than your receptivity of your dopamine receptors, if you're getting what I mean, right? So now you're not able to do tasks. Now what happens? Now you end up going in that cycle, you start wasting more time. So this cycle continues the next day. To recover your dopamine cycle, it's not just a one day thing. It needs to be consistently starved for a while so that the dopamine receptors come back to life, and then uh, you start feeling like, yeah, you have the drive again. But you can't really have that if you consistently break that cycle by consuming high dopamine content, or any kind of like high sugar, or any kind of easy dopamine things. So what you do is, instead, after doing a task or any hard thing, instead of rewarding yourself with a very high dopaminergic source, uh, you 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 want to keep your energy level as constant as possible. So you take slow dopamine things, even in content. Instead of listening to that song ha, with bass boosted and stuff, you just listen to a podcast, long form content. If you're feeling bored, read books. Basically you take slow paced things, right? Instead of the high paced things, you stop listening to news, Twitter, and all that kind of toxic stuff. So the more you do this, you will notice that even after you won't face burnout, because you're maintaining your mental state. The man who can handle or cultivate a good mental state throughout will always be successful. But a guy who does a task and crashes, it's just inconsistency tied in it, right? He's always going to be like one one pump done, like that kind of concept, right? He does it once, and because of this, the inconsistency keeps building up. You do a task, sometimes you don't, you don't, because then the incompetency increases, and due to all these things, it adds up, and you never achieve your goals at the end of the day. So what you do is, always try to keep your energy levels constant after doing hard things. And even in the morning, don't spike your dopamine, try to keep them at lowest. Do tasks which release very slow dopamine. So if you do your hardest things in the morning, you notice that it's much easier to do them. Also, don't don't ever consume high dopamine content at night just before sleeping. This again is tied back to what I said earlier. When you watch it too early to sleep, the next morning your dopamine receptors are still fried, like partially, and you will feel that you still don't have that drive the next morning as well. Usually they recover after the one night, but if you watch very high dopaminergic content at the night, it's gonna have the same effect as well. So no high dopaminergic content at night or in the morning. Content, social media, it includes every single thing which gives you easy dopamine, right? Now you avoid that at all costs in the morning. A good time is afternoon. Afternoon you can watch or do anything you want. Also, don't always, the consumption should be mindful. Don't go into auto scroll mode or auto binging shows and stuff. Again, this fries your dopamine receptors. Our main aim is not to let our dopamine receptors to fry, because that is the number one thing which I have noticed harms our goals, right? Harms my goals especially, because whenever the dopamine receptors are fried, doing hard tasks becomes even harder. You start skipping even easy tasks. Your consistency is gone. You don't have the motivation to wake up early. You are in that doom scroll mood where no content is enough. So it's a toxic cycle. We want to avoid this. We want to stay on track and on path and do whatever is best for us. So no dopamine high content in the morning, evening, avoid it. Always be mindful of it, and we want to maintain a constant energy in the sense dopamine level throughout the day and through our life. This will indeed help you, because I have noticed in myself, whenever I keep my dopamine levels constant, I can always jump back pretty easy after any hard task. But whereas if I don't keep it constant and I go in the mood of, oh, I just finished a hard task and let me just do whatever I want, definitely that has not gone well. The entire day I waste, then next day it's too hard. Around 3 to 4 days is an average which I end up wasting after that. You The faster you are able to move from point A to point B after doing a task, that's what differentiates between winners and people who just stay back. So speed is what matters in life and business. People who move with speed achieve success, no matter what their IQ or smartness is. A person who acts and doesn't think will always defeat a person who is very smart but doesn't act, no matter what. So action and speed is much more greater than lot of thoughtful thinking and no action. So always be an action taker, reduce dopamine in your life. These two things will definitely completely remove all hurdles towards your goal, and it will be an obvious conclusion to whatever you want to achieve. No more it will be a thing far ahead in distance, it will be a conclusion. You will be making new goals. Oh my god, I achieved all my goals. What else is left? Let me come up with new goals. So this is how the mindset should be, and this is what I am working on as well. So last 30 seconds of the video, I'll just talk about how this month has been going, how this week has been going. This month definitely, I would say I was fasting for the first half because I'm a Muslim. So first half I was fasting around 18 till 18th. That kind of threw my rhythm off, but not too much, because, and also I was uploading consistently, doing doing my 10K walks every single day. But last week I got sick, I got diarrhea, so everything went off track after that. But quickly I bounce back, right? That's what the key is. You quickly bounce back, you come back on track, start doing tasks. What matters is in consistency, how fast you bounce back. uh, how many breaks you take, it doesn't matter at all. If you look at the graph, there are many low points if you zoom in, but if you zoom out, the picture should always be a graph moving up. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you like the videos, please subscribe. I have many more videos. Check out my channel and more videos coming soon.